God you've returned. I need your help. There's a great deal of history that you should know, but I'm afraid there's no time to explain. Most of what you'll need to know is in here. And for reasons you will discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. But I can give you this. It appears to be a linking book back here to Dunny, but it's actually a one-person prison. It's the only way to capture Gen. Here. Once you've freed Catherine, I'll come with a linking book. She'll know how to signal me. There's a very good chance, if all this goes well, that you'll be returned to the place that you came from. Until we meet again, take care, my friend.
Ủa? Sekali lagi. Kau jawab. Mulu away from it. Tagin. Rekoa. Tagema. Su rekoa. Isirap. Isirap. Mutika buku anai. Isirap. Mutika buku anai. Bukuan ay. Isirap. Bukuan ay. Bukuan. Bukuan ay.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the stream. Today we're starting, as you can probably tell from the intro, Riven, the sequel to Myst. I don't know what happened here. We got sent to Riven here by Atris to save Catherine, his wife, and possibly capture Gen, his father, in the process. But we lost, I think we lost the prison book. And to this dude that was just taken out by, I'm thinking, a tranquilizer dart, by this random person that just appeared. 2 random persons appear. Well, 3, including me. So, there's a lot going on this island. Anyway, yeah. Faye Everdunes, welcome back to the stream. It's great to have you here, and thank you for the follow. The game audio was pretty low, by the way. How is it now? It is... The game is very difficult to set up. I tried a bunch of stuff. I will increase a little bit more. Give me a second. So hopefully this will improve things. Let's take a look around, because we need to get stuff done here. Time's running. I haven't got a clue where to start. Last time I played this is, I don't know, 20 years ago maybe. Okay. No! Son of a... Binky Bonky, do I have to repair that? It's still here, so hopefully that didn't cost us dearly. It might have. Another contraption right here. It is kind of stuck. That might be from rust and exposure, or it might just be that we need to actually activate this thing. Okay, I don't know what all this does. You got here a second ago and already breaking everything. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm like Elf. If I don't understand something, I just break it. Press tab key on your keyboard to open or close your satchel. Ooh, nice. Is this the info book from Atris? It is. Oh, I guess it's reading time, everybody. Last time that took an hour, so buckle up. 87.610. They held for more than 30 years, but the corrections I made to Riven have finally failed. The island has resumed the familiar patterns of decay that is the hallmark of my father's work. I must now race to implement this new patch before it's too late. I know all about that. I only hope that my revised theories are sound. I'm gonna skip the dates because they have no meaning to me whatsoever. Revisions to Riven completed. There are still a number of minor adjustments that need to be made, but the basic corrections are in and should be working. Something's not right. I've been monitoring the instruments for several hours now, but have thus far observed no change. It's possible I've made an error, though I've checked my entry against my, what is that? Pre-notation, and can find no discrepancy. I haven't slept in nearly 3 days, so it may be that I'm just not seeing it. If the fault is with my foundational assumptions, however, perhaps after a short rest I will see something. Success! It appears that my repairs have been effective after all. The gateway image has become noticeably clearer, and although it's impossible to know this with absolute certainty, the island seems to have quieted itself. Just a few more weeks of work, and I should be free at last to go there myself and attempt to bring Catherine back. The past 8 months have left me little time to devise a strategy for getting her out of there. There's been no sign from her in all that time. I only hope that... No, I must assume she's alright, lest my fears undermine my efforts. I didn't create the Age of Riven. Unlike my father, I've never presumed to have such power, and yet the future of all those who live there has fallen into my hands. So far, I've managed to read the page before it turns. The island continues to appear stable, and I'd like to believe that I've saved a dying world. But the theories of one individual cannot support the lives of real people indefinitely. I must get everyone off of Riven as soon as possible. But he sends me there. Okay. The problem now is again, I'll never be able to rescue Catherine and relocate the islanders if he is still the man he used to be. I haven't seen him in over 30 years, but given his history, I must assume that he's still a threat. His myopic mission to restore the Dunny civilization has left too many innocent cultures dying in its wake. A pattern that would no doubt continue were he ever to escape the confines of Riven. For more than 3 decades now, the universe has been safe from his corruptive influence because no one has been able to leave that ill-fated age, the last linking book out of Riven having been lost in the Starfisher upon my return to Mist. So at the beginning of the last game, I guess. That was our intention, to maroon my father on Riven by removing all existing links to other worlds. And since the libraries containing the vast and intricate knowledge needed to construct linking books remained largely confined to the ruins of Dunny, he would be trapped there for the remainder of his lifetime, and effectively segregated, from the countless other worlds that he would have invaded. This is what we achieved, but the way it fell was no one's ideal. And although the sting of it has gradually faded over the years, the deep pain of the responsibility for what actually came to pass has never left me. At the time it all seemed so clear. Gan's destructive path could not be allowed to continue. But it was never my wish that the innocent inhabitants of Riven, who had already suffered so much, would be the whores to have to pay for it? Can I zoom in here? Sorry, I can't read that. I can zoom in. The ones, okay. I'm gonna read that sentence again, just so it makes sense. But it was never my wish that the innocent inhabitants of Riven, who had already suffered so much, would be the ones to have to pay for it. But enough. To dwell in the past is to die in the present. And the situation is not the same as it was then. The knowledge I've acquired since that time has yet to be factored into the equation. I think I have a solution for rescuing Catherine. Why it did not occur to me sooner I do not know, unless the thought had been pushed out with the memory of my sons. A prison book. Many years ago, during a hunting expedition through the ruins of Dunny, I chanced upon a formula for a most unusual type of book. Unfortunately, as my father was then in the habit of confiscating my discoveries, I had to leave it behind. Years later, however, as part of my efforts to protect the vulnerable worlds linked to the books in my library, I was pleased to find I could still recall most of the formula, and with little experimentation, quickly succeeded in creating one of those devices myself. The procedure is actually quite simple. By altering key lines of text, but slightly, a normal linking book's connection can be partially severed, such that anyone who attempts to use the book will be permanently trapped in the dark void of the link. Unless someone else then uses the book, at which point that person becomes trapped and the first person displaced back into the world. The technique can be applied to books that have already been written, changes to the text being so slight that anyone who is unfamiliar with the code will be unable to detect them. If my father is indeed unchanged, what better bait could there be than a book that appeared to be a link back here to Dunny? Trouble. My nightly analysis of the island's condition has revealed that the tremors have started again. The pattern, however, is new. The disturbances are the result of the changes I've made. This did not at first concern me. Tremors of this type were one of the possible side effects I'd anticipated during the initial phase of the island's readjustment. But in order to verify my assumptions, I recalculated, incorporating the new data. The results were not what I expected. The damage to the understructure is more extensive than I'd realized. I can no longer go to Riven as planned. Catherine, forgive me. I must act while I have the time. The signs are yet barely visible, but there is no question that the island's deterioration is accelerating. Total collapse is imminent unless I can keep ahead of it, and that is becoming increasingly difficult to do. With every passing moment, I gain a clearer picture of the incredible chaos that my father's shortcuts have yielded. But it's a dismaying process. The complexity of the problem is overwhelming. Overwhelming. There is no good end to this. The last few days have convinced me that the collapse of Riven is inevitable, and that, at best, I can only strive to delay it in the hope that at some point the island will become stable enough to risk a rescue attempt. I think I've come up with a way to subdue the tremors. It will require my exclusive attention for at least a month or two, so it may be necessary to discontinue these journal entries for a while. Something truly miraculous has happened. Beyond all conceivable probability, someone has found my missed linking book and freed me from this prison. I immediately realized that this could be the solution to my dilemma, and I believe my mysterious benefactor is willing to assist me. The logistics of such a scheme are formidable, but the fact that it may now be possible for me to continue my repairs to Riven, while also proceeding with my original intent to find Catherine, has renewed my hopes. The last few days have left me little time to work out the remaining problems with sending someone else to Riven. It did occur to me, however, that if a way could be found to signal me once Gen had been captured, it would no longer be necessary to take a real linking book to Riven and thereby risk the possibility of inadvertently freeing him. The deteriorated state of the gateway image would seem to make the use of a visual signal impossible, yet the picture remains a reliable indicator of Riven's condition. Nonetheless, by measuring and interpreting variations in the noise patterns, I'm still able to observe basic changes that occur in the age, even though I cannot see them. The problem is that my instruments can only detect changes that occur at a fundamental level, and it seems unlikely that an individual would be able to effect such an elementary change from within an age. The idea may be foolish. Still, there is a known weakness that may be worth investigating. An unstable anomaly that appears as a rift between two separate realms, the Star Fissure. But how this feature might be exploited, I cannot say. Sending someone to Riven also means that these must be the tremors we heard so much about. Don't know if that was in the original game, by the way. Sending someone to Riven also means that once signaled, I'll have to leave my writing in order to take a real linking book there myself. Provided my father is safely out of the way, this should take little time. Assuming the island does not incur any serious damage during my absence, I should then be able to return to Kavir and hold it together long enough for Catherine to evacuate the remaining islanders. Predetermining a specific signal may simply be impossible. But I'm afraid there can only be one answer to the question of whether or not I should send my friend to Riven with a way out. The potential for success will be greatly increased and the possibility of disaster greatly diminished if the prison book is all that is taken there. My father is no doubt expecting me to bring a linking book to Riven. May he not be disappointed. Okay, that's it. Cool, we get some backstory here. Now let's dive into this and... what's happening? Who's using this? Is this that person that used the track dart on the other person? Might be. Okay, good to know. What else is there? What? There's the dude who stole our book. So, I don't think we got our book back, right? We had two books, this info book and the prison book. The prison book appears to be gone and taken by this person here. So I don't know if they're on our side or not. They might not be. They freed us, but they also took the book, so I'm getting mixed signals here. Man, this is pretty. It was pretty in the original too. But this is, if it's possible, even prettier. Press the escape button on your keyboard to open the menu. Okay, we know this from Myst already.